What do you what do you think is going on with our young men? I mean, you having a 15-year-old son and you watching the news and you hearing all the stuff. What do you think is going on with them?
I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know. I just don't want him to be another statistic. And I try to, encourage him and lead him in the right direction. But he get mad. He's just so angry because I won't let him do what he want to do.
And where's his dad?
In Alabama.
That's right. So when he doesn't, if he's interested in the game, what do you think attracted him to that? Like, what do you think the games are offering that you're not offering? Do you think he's in the game?
I don't think he is, but I think he was leaning towards.
What make you think he's not? Do you not think it, or are you in denial?
I don't think he's in one because I have a cousin that's been in prison for 20 years, and I asked him to talk with him, and I got him to talk with him, and based on what he telling me, he's like he's not in the game. So
We'll find out Saturday.
okay.
So outside of what are some of the behaviors that you're exhibiting at the school? What he's doing at the school?
He's a respectful child.
Yeah, most parents that come in here talk to me about their kids. They're such a good kid. He's a respectful child. He's just, so.
It's just when he get with that crowd.
What crowd is that?
Them boys that live in the neighborhood.
Are they in gangs?
He said they are.
But he's not.
That's what he said.
So he's with 5 people, and he's the only one that's not in the gang.
That's what he said.
So is there anybody else in the neighborhood he can hang with other than the gang members?
He wouldn't stop hanging with this one boy that I know. I feel like 100% is in the gang.
So why are your son attracted to hanging out with gang members?
I don't know.
You don't know, or do you not want to know?
I don't know, honestly, because ever since he been a little baby, like he my first child, I went over and beyond. I had him in activities ever since he was 4. Every activity it was, I'm just with him. I'm at every school event. So I don't understand. Therapy, I don't take him to therapy. I do everything for my son because I don't want him to be a statistic.
Is there anybody else in the neighborhood he can hang with other than gang members?
I don't know.
I mean, have you seen the kids in the neighborhood? I mean, you saw the gang members. You see anybody else in the neighborhood?
Yeah, I've seen some other kids.
Why does he hang with the kids that are not in gangs?
I asked him that. Why do you always shit loose the wrong crowd?
What'd he say?
Nothing.
How's his attitude towards you?
Angry. He's angry with me.
Why?
He feel like I kept him away from his father.
Did you?
His father was an alcoholic.
Did you keep him away?
For his protection, yes I did.
You did keep him away.
For his protection.
So you thought his father would harm him?
Well, he was 9 months old. I got a phone call from his father brother at 4 o'clock in the morning telling me to come get my child because his brother was out drunk with my 9-month-old child trying to make him fight 2-year-old boys.
I want to ask you a question because I don't know if you're coming back, so I have to be very transparent with you while you're here. So I'm trying to understand something, that you would take your son and keep him away from his father, who you thought was an alcoholic.
It's not what I thought. I know.
It's who you knew was an alcoholic. You kept him away
well,
to protect.
I wouldn't say I kept
You
him away.
well, you didn't let him see him as much to protect him.
First of all, this is the way I look at it. I look at it as, you got a child. I shouldn't have to run my child to you in order for you to spend time with your own child. If you want,
I get that part.
If you want to be in your child's life, I shouldn't have to force it.
But I have a question.
You know.
And I see this so many times, Mom. And again, I don't know you. I see mothers so many times will do what they think is best for their child, their son. Get away from the dad because dad is no good. He's a bad example. But years later, the gangs win. So what is the difference between this father, who I doubt very seriously would have harmed his son purposely, on purpose? Now, maybe he could have been a drunken driving and done that,
Exactly.
but what about these group of people who have no invested interest? What are you doing about those people? How are you able to keep him away from him like you are his dad?
Well,
in other words,
he's not allowed to go outside. I'm very strict about certain stuff. If you sitting there and you doing stuff and you're leading down the wrong direction, I'm gonna put stuff in place. I got camera system at my house. I got all this stuff so I can watch your whereabouts. But I don't want to have to be that way because he's 15 and I want him to be able to make, his own choices. But it seemed like he always make the wrong choices.
He made a wrong choice by being with the crowd that he's with. And you made a decision, a very good, important decision for him. When you kept him for his best interest and his safety away from his dad. You have been able to protect him for so long. And I think you did a great job. But how do we get to this point and we have no more say? See, that's the thing that's getting me, because sometimes we pull the plug too fast on dads. I don't know the history between you and his dad or you and him.
I understand, because every situation is not the same.
It's not.
It's not the same.
It's not.
I understand you going off what you have experienced and all that, but my situation is totally different.
And I believe it.
Because I didn't have a father. My father got killed before while my mom was pregnant.
Sorry to hear that.
So I never had a father. So my intention was never to keep him away from his father. By no means. But if you get a phone call at 4 o'clock in the morning about a 9-month-old baby,
wow.
Come on now.
I'm not.
He's pissy drunk. You know what I mean?
I know, Mom, but I'm not disputing your decision.
So let me tell you, the brother ended up fighting with him about the situation because he's one of those people you can't talk to. So then I said, well, you can get him, but you have to let your mom or your brother, because you drink too much. The brother even told me not to let him get him no more.
His dad's brother told you not to let his dad get him no more.
Yeah.
That's fine. I think that you made the best decision for that.
So it wasn't I wanted.
And I'm not challenging your decision. What I am doing is I'm trying to think.
Got older, and he was in sports, and my son was like, my dad never come see me play. I took my son to his dad's house and tried to get the dad to come to the game.
This is after you kept him away.
Well, I don't say I kept him away.
Well, tell me what you say.
I say I put boundaries in place.
Well, after you put the boundaries in place,
yeah.
Some years later, you wanted dad back involved.
My son wanted him.
Let me ask you a question. You made the best decision for your son at 9 months old. I applaud you. Say if dad would have came involved some years later, do you think your son would be making the decision he's making now?
No.
Have you tried to reach out to his dad?
He said, "Won't talk to me." He's mad because he had to pay $50 a week for child support, so he don't want to talk to me.
So there's another situation. We got two adults who were at some point attracted to one another, and they create a child. And so once the child gets here, the two adults can't get back together to do what's in the best interest of a child. And now it's the child that suffers those consequences. So he's mad about his $50 child support. And I get it. I understand it. Excuse me 1 second. Hey, Mike. Yeah. Excuse me 1 second. Let's go. So that's my thing. I see it so many times that we and it's the child who gets the bad end of the stick. So And unfortunately, I can't talk to his dad. This has nothing to do with the decision that you made when he was 9 months old. I give you kudos for that. Okay? But what I'm saying is, you reached out to us, which is a great decision to do. Because we'll have a group of brothers that once he comes on Saturdays, he will be assigned a mentor that's going to check on him weekly. Okay? So you don't have that problem anymore. But when I have a one-on-one with him, I want to know, I'm curious to know that relationship with his dad. How important is that with him? And I'll share that with you. Because sometimes as mentors, we can only put band-aids in place. But the person who could really heal that wound is dad.
Okay, well, he was down there for 4 months. I want to say this. He was down there for 4 months with his dad. His dad don't even know his whereabouts for a whole weekend.
His dad don't know whose whereabouts?
My son.
Okay.
My mom kept it away from him. My mom lived in Alabama because I'm originally from Alabama too.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom kept it away from me, and then she brought it to my attention. Then he fought his dad, got in a fight with his dad, ran his dad, busted dad head through the wall.
He did?
Yeah, my son. Then he pulled a knife out on his dad. Then he went out there and beat his dad's truck. On top of that, his dad is married to a woman that's like at least 20 years older than him that got 3 sons that been in and out of jail.
Is his dad an alcoholic now?
He still drinks.
So your son beat his dad?
Yeah, he fought his dad.
Why do you think your son is so angry with his dad?
He's angry with the world. It ain't just his dad. He's angry with me. He's angry with his grandmama. He's angry with everybody.
Wow. So are you open to him coming on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm open to I'm going to try anything for my child.
And we'll just talk to him as a group. If you want me to meet with him before Saturday, just I know I leave the office early on Friday. I'll be
I'm on break now. I'm late now.
That's cool. I won't keep it long. So we'll just bring him on Saturday. And we meet here from 8 to 11. And he gave you the address or whatever?
He sent me the branch road. I got you. And then I've been riding like 30 minutes trying to find it in my GPS. I work at University of Florida.
Okay. So we'll see you all on Saturday what time you get off?
I got at 4:30. But now I'm going to have to work over because
I said, if you get off tomorrow, what time you want to come by and I'll be there for Saturday.
he has a card.
I wouldn't bring that up. I just want to talk to him, let him know that there's some people out there that really care about him. That's all we do. When we get a chance to see him, have him in there before. We got you. Okay? We'll see you Saturday. All right. Okay, so I was looking at all his comments. Dad does not have an alcohol issue. South Clayton Stealth said children need their fathers. There's something about a dad that changes the child's perspective. I agree. There's so many dynamics to this situation. And, as I said to her, so many times adults are codependent to the behaviors of their sons. And so this young man, his mom kept him away from his dad because she said he was an alcoholic. And when when mom felt the need for dad to come back around, dad didn't want no involvement. So now the young man is angry 14, 15 years later. And again, fighting dad and all that. So again, it's difficult trying to fix 15 years of hurt in a 3-hour mentoring session or in a session with mom. And I tell you, if there are dads out here in these young people's lives and they don't pose a threat on as to whether or not they're going to beat their child or harm their child, let's try work on building those relationships. It's important.